Hey guys, how's it going? Grocery haul time. This is, it actually looks like a smaller week. There's a lot less for groceries here. We did stay under budget this week. We were at about $260 is what Sean and I added up. There were only a couple of extra things we bought that we subtracted off the total receipts, and it put us right between $250, $260. So right in there. There's a couple things I'm going to show you that we don't normally buy, but it was time to get a few of those things, and that, well, I'll show you why our budget jumped up. And honestly, without 4 key items, I think, we would have been closer to the 200 mark. So let me show you what all I got. Okay, so here is what we got this week. Starting on this end, these were something extra. We grabbed the pop chips. These are safe for me to eat. There's no soybean oil. There's no corn. None of that stuff. So I decided to give those a try and see if I like those. The cheesecake miniatures. This is one of those extra things. It's like $16 for that box alone. But we are having Emmy's 16th birthday party tonight. And that is one thing she requested. So that kind of takes place of her cake, but it fell on the grocery budget. Corn dogs and pizzas. We're pretty much out of a lot of convenience foods. We have not needed a lot of them because we've got plenty of leftovers, but it's something everybody's gotten used to having, and I felt that there was a little bit of panic there at not having them. So we've got those to have in the freezer just in case. Doesn't bother me, whatever. 2 blocks of Colby Jack cheese. Sorry about the sound here. I've got little kids enjoying snacks and juice boxes at the counter there. So you're going to hear them in the background. 2 blocks of Colby cheese because we've been going through that. Sam's Club finally got back this Chef Chamois blended butters. Guys, the garlic butter one makes the absolute best garlic toast that I have ever made at home without that fake oil leftover flavor that you get from a lot of the pre-made ones that are frozen. We just get a loaf of Texas toast. Put that on it, throw it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Amazing. This honey butter that's blended with cinnamon and brown sugar, phenomenal on breakfast breads. So like cinnamon raisin bread or even blueberry bread. It's really good for that. You guys are loud over there. Okay, coming down here. Really quick, parchment paper. This is something most of my life I have never bothered with. I have started using it more recently for a couple of key items. And for the first time ever, I'm actually having to replace it. I think I've only ever bought the one roll that's in our drawer, and I'm really using that more lately. So that, had to be replenished. Pepperoni to go with some of the French rib pizza and things we've been doing to stay in budget. The hot dogs, we need more so that I can make pigs in a blanket with the crescent rolls that were purchased last week. We do have some hot dogs left in the fridge, but I wasn't sure that was enough, so I went ahead and grabbed another package of that. Chili powder. Now, I do really like these Simply Balanced seasonings from Target, but since Target is doing away with their Simply Balanced line, I don't know if it's going to become the Good and Gather brand or if they will keep the Simply Balanced seasonings at least. I guess we'll wait and see on that one. This is stew meat from Sam's Club. It actually looks really good. They had a bunch of fresh stuff in the cooler. So I went ahead and grabbed that. I was actually a little disappointed with some of the other meat stuff that has now disappeared completely. There's no longer a space for it. Like my kielbasa that I use in the jambalaya. So I don't know. I just grabbed that. The almond milk. 3 boxes of cereal. We are not really out of cereal just yet, but if I'm going to have a house full of teenage girls on top of our 4 for tonight and tomorrow morning, we needed to grab some more cereal. Taco sauce, we are just about out of that, so it was time to get some more. We like to have one in the fridge and one in the cupboard because the kids tend to go through it. Cashew butter. We went ahead and got this the Walmart version. It's Sam's Choice brand. I'll have to give you the verdict on that later. Normally we buy the Target one, but it was a Simply Balanced brand, and they're doing away with it. We did see today that they have a space now for the Good and Gather brand, where the Simply Balanced used to be, but they don't have it in yet. I don't know when they're going to. So the verdict's still out, and I have to be able to read the label to make sure there's no cross-contamination with peanuts. So we went ahead and got that one from Walmart to try and see how that's going to go. The Little Critters and the Power C, that is, well, gummy version of vitamins for the kids. We don't buy them crazy often. The kids do take them, but it was just time to replenish. And that is, these are two of the items that I was saying we don't buy very often, but the price adds up, and they're at least $10 a piece. So right there's another $20 on top of the 16 from the cheesecake. Dried beans. If you have missed those videos before, I do soak and cook beans from dry. I don't use canned beans. I'm not a fan of them. And I recently soaked and froze the small and the kidney beans that we had on hand because we're moving into chili season. I needed to have it ready. Thing of granola. We just got one this week. This is actually going to work for a road trip. We've got a little bit left from before, so I'll tell you about that in just a minute too. Kiwi for Blake, really getting low. They've only got a handful of these left, so this is probably the last container we'll be buying this season. More of the Moondrop grapes. The other grapes that they had just did not look very good. And even a lot of the Moondrop ones were starting to look a little weathered. This case looks pretty good, so I went ahead and grabbed that. We'll see how that goes. Thing of bananas from Target. I do have a bunch of bananas I have to make banana bread with, but Micah has been enjoying them. So I went ahead and grabbed a small bunch of those. And then the Kiss Melon actually still looks pretty good, and everybody really enjoys that, so I grabbed that. Case of bubbly, since Sean has been enjoying that with me, we had to go ahead and get some more. The Upside Down, the kids help me set stuff up, so this is bound to happen, guys. It's apple flavor bubbly, if you can read that. That, if I can bribe my kids with water for doing things, I will do it. And that is exactly what that is. As Blake's favorite treat is to get a can of green water. So that works for me. The paper plates did fall in our grocery budget this week. That is because we've got a few left that we'll use for the party tonight. But we are going on a trip soon, and I'm going to need some more for that. So we went ahead and grabbed those today as well. And that honestly wraps up. I mean, guys, this is $260 worth of food that you see right here, which I gotta say is kind of sad, but whatever. Anyhow, I'm gonna flip this around and tell you the rest of it. Okay, so budget-wise, like I said, we did stay under. We would have stayed even farther under if it wasn't for those few key items, the paper plates, the vitamins, and the cheesecake bites, none of which were a big deal. We still stayed in budget. It's just something I don't have to stress because we still stayed in budget, and I know how much less it would have been if we didn't need to buy those this time. The paper plates, we like to pack food when we travel, even when we're just traveling through the hills. Say we drive an hour south to go to Custer or somewhere like that. We will pack food with us because eating out as a family of 9 is not cheap. So we'll do that, but then I like to take the paper plates with so that way the kids have something to eat their food on. And then we can just throw them away when we're done. I don't have to worry about packing dishes and everything else. So yeah, I needed to get more for that, for some stuff coming up that we've got planned. And I'm sure there was something else I planned on saying that I thought of while I was running through the food. But honestly, my mind is kind of going blank at the moment. I know the produce, we're hitting that season where it's going to start getting a little bit tougher to find really good fresh produce. But that's why canned is an option. We'll start buying the orange cups, the applesauce cups, more canned pears and things like that again. It's just the way it goes around here. I'm going to admit, and I've said this before, we struggle with some of the grocery options around here. It's that time of year, things are shifting, and I am personally struggling with access to things and the fact that things keep disappearing, which I think I did mention that before too. I didn't have the kielbasa on the grocery list, but I was actually going to go ahead and grab a package of either that or Polish sausages because I like to just cook them up in a frying pan and eat them for myself if the kids are having something I can't or won't eat. But they were gone. In fact, everything from that entire cooler was gone. So we're really not sure what's going on there. Sean thought maybe they would, they were just out or something, but everything from that cooler has been wiped. There were no tags for it left, and they've started putting other things there. So I think they're done with it. That's the way it goes out here. It's really frustrating, but you know what? We just got to roll with it. Be thankful for the access we do have to things and go with that. Anyhow, I'm going to get these groceries put away. So I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss everything coming up next. And I will see you in the next one.